President in Australia right now. Before him, the Prime Minister of Israel, the first Prime Minister of Israel to visit Australia. Now, Malcolm Turnbull, in advance of that, wrote a piece in the Australian when he was absolutely effusive about Prime Minister Netanyahu's policies, and here they were at a joint doorstop.
We do not support one-sided resolutions which condemn or criticise Israel of that kind. We haven't done in the past and we won't in the future. We are a very committed friend of Israel. We are a very consistent friend.
Well, I wasn't surprised by the friendship that was expressed in the article, but I had no advance warning. So when I landed, I was given the paper. I was delighted to read it.
He was given the full treatment.
Absolutely the full treatment. Completely astonishing, including making it very hard for me to get to the Opera House on Friday night. I don't want to personalise this, but no, he was down there for dinner. I think it was the last engagement, the 7th dinner with the Netanyahus and the Turnbulls. Completely,
4 days.
Completely extraordinary. I mean, you and I are old enough, not of course Jared, but you and I are old enough to remember LBJ coming to Australia. Did he get seven goes with Harold Holt? I don't think so. This is very strange. I'm pretty sure it's about domestic politics, not about foreign politics, but it's really strange.
And also,
this is a very, very controversial leader of even as a leader of Israel, a very controversial man.
It was disproportionate. I mean. Israel is our 44th trading partner by ranking. The Indonesian president is here this weekend. They're the 11th, and it should be much higher given that they're our nearest neighbour. So, you know, he's going to be lucky to get dinner with the Turnbulls and an iced bova on the way out, I think.
That's a huge exaggeration. He's not lucky to get dinner with the Turnbulls. He had dinner with the Turnbulls. I mean, that's just trivialising the matter.
But look at what Netanyahu got.
7 meetings?
Yeah, Mr Netanyahu is the first Israeli Prime Minister to come to Australia since the formation of the State of Israel. We have very close technology arrangements now. We have close arrangements in technology in relation to national security.
As with Indonesia.
And I thought Malcolm Turnbull spoke very well at the functions. I thought the article he wrote on The Australian was a fine article. And since Mr Netanyahu came here, he also has been to the US, he's been to Britain, he's been to Singapore, and he came to Australia from Singapore. I thought it was an important visit.
7 events. Laura Tingle wrote that that's an extraordinary level of sucking up.
Oh, well, you know, sucking up. Is it sucking up? I mean,
do you have any criticism
well, hang on.
of Netanyahu?
If Laura Tingle, ran a business, she might think there were a lot of business contacts. There's a lot of business exchanges now between Australia and Israel. The high level of technology, where people actually employ people, unlike journalists who sit in offices and accept paychecks.
But in any case,
I just think the criticism from Laura and Fleur is trivial.
The spotlight came on Labor as a result of this anyway. Can you see that given the nature of those that are coming out and saying that it's time the Labor Party recognised diplomatic recognition of Palestine, Bob Hawke, Gareth Evans, Kevin Rudd, Bob Carr, it's inevitable now that Bill Shorten must see the writing on the wall.
Well, I thought Bill Shorten spoke well at the Prime Minister's lunch, which
you don't see him shifting?
Well, there's a Labor conference next year. I don't know where he's going to go. But in a sense...
The forces are very strong in the party.
Well, they are. And as Bob Carr said in his diaries, I mean, Bob Carr said Labor was predominantly motivated by the growth of Muslim voters in the western suburbs of Sydney. Yep. That's what Carr wrote. I mean, that's not a particularly good reason. I don't know where this is going to end up, but all I'm saying is I thought Bill Shorten performed well in the last couple of...
There was a Bibi boom in Australia as the first Israeli Prime Minister who was actually in office came a-visiting.
Yeah, Bibi. And he's...
What is Bibi?
Bibi's his nickname. He's such a lovable-looking character that he deserves a nickname.
They love it in the military, the nickname. It's hardly Maverick or Goose, though, is it? There was definitely love in the room between Malcolm and Bibi.
Yes, there was. I did see a good deal of this. Yeah, there was. Look, this is a hard man. Bibi's a very, very hard man.
Mal's won him over.
Yeah, but look, I think Malcolm was probably saying, look, if I stand next to him, I'll probably be 10% tougher.
Yeah.
I will look 10% tougher just by the fact that Bibi's standing next to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, here is a man who's surrounded by hostiles on every single side of Israel.
Yes, indeed.
Malcolm here is seeking advice from Benjamin. How do you survive surrounded by those who hate you?
I was just about to ask you the same question.
Yeah.
So, Malcolm is saying, look, basically I've got got one or two problems. I'm surrounded by a few enemies as well, but most of his, to be fair, are up the back.
Peter Brollman seems to think there's a two-state solution here with us and them.
Yes, well, that's kind of how our politics is working at the moment. So, yes, there may well have to be a two-state solution in Australia between Canberra and the rest of us.
David Rowe has drawn a line straight to our First Peoples. Think they'll address the settlements.
And I think he's done a beautiful job there, drawing the pair of them looking very similar.
Yeah.
Except for the ears.
I wonder what Malcolm's call sign, military call sign would have been.
Truffles.
Truffles.